Hello dear student. Last lecture we started the biomolecule chapter. So in this chapter we saw the two biomolecules, that is carbohydrate and proteins. So today we'll see the third biomolecule, that is nucleic acid. So what is the nucleic acid? So first we should know about the nucleic acid. Nucleic acid means what? So nucleic acids is the long chain polymeric molecules. Okay, the monomer or repeating units is known as a nucleotides, and hence sometimes nucleic acids are referred as a polynucleotides. Again, I am going to repeat: nucleic acid is a long chain of polymeric molecules. Okay, polymeric molecules of what? The monomer. Monomer is a single unit of repeating units, and this is known as a nucleotides, and hence this nucleic acid sometimes referred as a polynucleotide also. Okay, so next we'll see what is the nucleic acids and which are the different type of nucleic acid. See, nucleic acids, there are the two type of nucleic acids that commonly called as a RNA and DNA. That is a RNA is a ribonucleic acids and DNA is a deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, so where this RNA is found? This RNA is found in the fluid of living cell. Okay, this RNA is found mainly in a fluid of living cells, or this RNA is found in a cytoplasm. Okay, this is found in a cytoplasm. So what about DNA? So where this DNA is found? So this DNA is found in a nuclei of living cells. Okay, nuclei of living cells or the nucleic acid or in a nucleus. Okay, so DNA is found in a nuclei of a living cells. So in the chapter what we are going to study? Okay, so in the chapter or in this topic, exactly what we are going to study? So we are going to study structure aspect of nucleic acids. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to, in this topic we are going to study the structural aspect of nucleic acids. So exactly how the structure of DNA is there and the compositions, or from which different molecules DNA is composed, we are going to study in the nucleic acid topic. Okay, so before going to start the DNA or a composition of DNA, we should know about the nucleotides. It is a nucleotides. See, nucleic acid or DNA is unbranched polymer of repeating monomer. Okay, so nucleic acid is an unbranched polymer. So there is no branching, but this composed from the repeating monomers or repeating monomers. That repeating monomers is called as a nucleotides. Okay, that repeating monomers is called as a nucleotides. The nucleotide monomer consists of three components. Okay, so we are discussing about nucleic acid. So nucleic acids is, or the DNA is composed from a repeating monomer. So and it's called as a nucleotides. Okay, in nucleotides there consist of three components. Okay, which are three components? One is a monosaccharide, or also called as a pentose sugar. Okay, this monosaccharide or sugar, then it's contain the nitrogen containing bases and phosphate group. Okay, if we come across the nucleotides, so nucleotides is consist of three components. You have to keep in mind that one is a monosaccharide or the sugar, pentose sugar, then nitrogen containing base or phosphate group. In this figure, so you can see that this is the pentose sugar. Okay, so this is the pentose sugar, and um, so along with that pentose sugar there is a nitrogen bases also attached, and along with that, so nitrogen bases, and this phosphate group is also there. Okay, see here in this structure you can see this D ribose. Okay, D ribose, or for RNA this hydroxyl group is there, but in case of DNA this hydroxyl group is not present. So that's why at the second carbon atom, on second carbon atom the hydroxyl group is not present. So that's why it's called as a 2-deoxy. Deoxy, that means the oxygen is not there. So 2-deoxy D ribose. This D, this oxygen, the hydroxyl molecule is not present in DNA, so that's why it's called as a 2-deoxy D ribose. But in case of the RNA, this hydroxyl group is present. Okay, so next we'll see. So then we are talking about nucleotides, in which we saw the which are the constituents or components is there. One is a pentose sugar, then nitrogen bases. Okay, so nitrogen base and phosphate. Now which are the nitrogen bases is present in the DNA? So there is a total 5 nitrogen containing bases is there. Okay, total 5 nitrogen containing bases that are present in a nucleic acid. Okay, total 5 nitrogen containing bases are present in a nucleic acid. So 3 bases with 1 ring. Okay, so here you can see the pyrimidine. So parent compound is a pyrimidine. So there is a 3. Okay, so there is a 3 bases with single ring. Okay, so that is cytosine, uracil and thymine. These are 3 are the single ring. Okay, so these 3 bases with the single ring. So and they are the this derived from the parents, that is a parents compound, that is pyrimidine. Okay, so parent compound is a pyrimidine. So then 2 bases with 2 rings, 2 bases with 2 rings, that is a adenine and guanine. Okay, so adenine and guanine, these are the purines. Parent compound is a purines and adenine and guanine. So each, so you can see the each base is designed by one letter, that is uracil. For uracil we are using this letter U, and for cytosine C, so according to that. Okay, so this so uracils occur only in RNA. This uracils only occur in a RNA, while thymines occur only in a DNA. This is the base pairing. Okay, so this is the base pairing, that is ATGC. Later on we will discuss regarding to that base pairing. So then what is the nucleoside? What is the nucleosides? So DNA, basically we saw DNA is composed from pentose sugar, nitrogen bases and phosphate. Okay, so here we will see the nucleoside. What is the nucleoside? See, nucleoside is formed by the joining of that is the anomeric carbon of furanose with nitrogen base. So this nucleosides is composed or formed by the joining of this sugar molecules, or the pentose sugar and nitrogen bases. Okay, so this, while the numbering the atoms, so which group is attached or which atoms is attached there. So while numbering the atom in nucleosides, so we are using primes. Okay, we are using primes are used for Furanose numbering to distinguish them from the atom of the base. Now here we can see that, so this is the first carbon atom. First carbon atom, on that first carbon atom, that prime sign is there. First prime, that is first prime, second prime, third prime, fourth prime and fifth prime. Okay, so this prime is there. Prime sign is indicate the, so that is a atom in a nucleosides. Okay, so with the pyrimidine bases nitrogen atom at the first position bond with the first prime carbon of the sugar. Now here you can see this nitrogen base is joined, this nitrogen base is joined at the first prime carbon atom of this pentose sugar. Okay, so first prime carbon atom of this pentose sugar. Okay, so with the pyrimidine base nitrogen atom at the first position bond with the first prime carbon atom of sugar. So what about the purines? So these are the purines. Okay, So these are the pyrimidine. Pyrimidine is attached to the first carbon atom. Okay. So here this nitrogen also first position. But what about this that pyrimidine? With the pyrimidine based nitrogen atom at the first position bond with the first prime carbon of the sugar, while purine based nitrogen atom. So this nitrogen atom at the 9 positions. Okay. Here you can see this nitrogen atom at the 9 position bond with the first prime carbon of the sugar. So this nitrogen, 9 number nitrogen. Okay. So number of this nitrogen is 9. Okay. So this nitrogen atom of the 9 position bond with the first carbon of sugar. First carbon of sugar. So again I am going to repeat. So nucleoside, in nucleosides the anomeric carbons of furanose with the nitrogen of the base, they are formed, the joining between this the sugar and this nitrogen base. And while numbering of the atom of nucleosides, we are using primes. These primes are used furanose numbering of the distinguish them from atom of the bases. So what about pyrimidine? So pyrimidine bases the nitrogen atom at the first position. This is the first position. Nitrogen atom is joined or bond with the first prime carbon of the sugar molecule. First prime carbon of the sugar molecules. So what about purines? Purines, with purine based nitrogen, the 9 number nitrogens. So nitrogen atom of 9 position. Okay, nitrogen atom of the 9 positions is bond with the first first prime carbon of the sugar molecule. So this is about the formation of nucleosides. Okay, so then nucleotides. So we saw that nucleotides are formed by adding phosphate group. So here phosphate group at the 5 prime. Okay, so this nucleotides are formed by the adding phosphate group at the 5 prime hydroxyl of the nucleosides, and thus the nucleotides are monophosphate nucleotides. So you can see here. So then each nucleotides, okay, each nucleotides is made of, so each nucleotides is made up of 3 parts. Okay, we saw that. Which one? So each nucleotides is made up from 3 parts. One is nitrogen. At nitrogen basis, this one pyrimidine and purines containing the its ring structure called as nitrogen bases. These are the nitrogen bases. Then 5 carbon sugar. So here you can see that 5 carbon sugar is there, and there is one phosphate group, this one. So here you can see this is the nitrogen bases. Then these are the deoxyribose or the ribose sugars. Okay, or these are the ribose. So that about DNA or RNA, if in case of the DNA the hydroxyl group is not there, so that's why deoxyribose. Okay, so here, so the sugar molecule has a central position. So in this figure you can see the sugar molecule present at the center. So then while base is attached to that one of its carbon and phosphate group attached to another. So here you can see on this first prime carbon atom, this nitrogen basis is bonded. So while this in this in this carbon atom, so there is a phosphate group is there. Okay, so that is, this is 5 prime carbon atom. Okay, so 5 prime first prime carbon atom. At 5 prime carbon atom, this phosphate group is attached. So this is about the nucleotides. Okay, so then structure of nucleic acids. Now we'll see the structure of nucleic acid. So nucleic acids, both, that is DNA and RNA, these are the polymer of nucleotides. These are the polymer of nucleotides, and they are formed by joining the 3 prime hydroxyl group of the one nucleotide with the 5 prime phosphate of the another nucleotide. So here you can see that this 5 prime and 3 prime. So here 3 prime end is there, and this is the 5 prime end. Okay, so this nucleotides is formed by joining of 3 prime hydroxyl group. Okay, 3 prime hydroxyl group. See here, 3 prime hydroxyl group of the one nucleotides with the 5 prime phosphate of another nucleotides, 5 prime 5 prime phosphate of the nucleotide. So the two end of polynucleotide chains, this two end 5 prime and 3 prime. Okay, so again you can see 5 prime 3 prime. So two end of polynucleotide chain are distinct from each other. Okay, so one end is having free phosphate, one end having the free phosphate of the 5 prime position is called as a 5 prime end. So this is the 5 prime end. Okay, this is the 5 prime end, you can say, and the other end is a 3 prime, or there is a, again this is the free 3 prime end. That's also free hydroxyl group, free hydroxyl group of the 3 prime position. So this polynucleotide structures, nucleic acid can be represented in this figure, you can see. So nucleic acid, both RNA and DNA polymer nucleotides, and form joining of 3 prime hydroxyl group of nucleic acid with the 5 prime phosphate of the another nucleotides. Okay, so these two end of polynucleotides chain are the distance from each other, and one end having the phosphate, that is 5 prime positions, another at a 3 prime hydroxyl group is a free. Okay, so then so DNA is called as a DNA double helix structure. Okay, DNA is a double helix. Why it is called as a DNA double helix, we'll see here. See this the name of scientist, the Watson and Crick. Okay, Watson and Crick is put forth 1953 the double helix model for DNA structure. Okay, so this Watson and Crick 1953, they put the double helix model of DNA structure, and which was later so verified by using the electron microscopy, and some salient features by Watson and Crick is put forth regarding to DNA. So then we'll see which are the salient features of the DNA. First is a DNA consists of two polynucleotides. Okay, okay, DNA consists of two polynucleotide strands. Okay, later on we'll see that figure of this double helix structure of DNA. So DNA consists of a polynucleotide strand, and that wind into right-handed double helix. Okay, this is the right-handed double helix structure. Okay, so the this two strand, so we can see this is the two strand, this is the two strand of the this DNA molecules. Okay, see two strand run opposite direction. Okay, so these two strand run opposite direction, one from 5 prime end to the 3 prime end. So you can see this, suppose this is start at 3 prime, so this is end with the 5 prime, while this 5 prime to 3 prime. Okay, so two strand run in opposite direction, one from 5 prime end to the 3 prime end, while other is 3 prime end to the 5 prime end. Okay, so sugar phosphate backbone lies on the outside of the helix, and bases lie on the inside perpendicular to the axis of helix. Okay, so here this is the axis of helix, these are the different sugar phosphate. Okay, sugar phosphate as the backbone, sugar phosphate is the backbone of this DNA, and this nitrogen bases. Okay, so these are the inside of this DNA. Okay, so sugar phosphate backbone is lies on the outside of the helix, and basis lies on the inside, is perpendicular to the axis of helix. These are the perpendicular to the axis of helix. Okay, so then the double helix is stabilized by the hydrogen bonding between the bases of two DNA strand. Sorry. See, these bases are stabilized because of this hydrogen bonding. So you can see the between these bases the bond is there. Okay, so between these bases the hydrogen bond is there actually. So hydrogen bond, here it's mentioned that hydrogen bond is there. So double helix stabilized by the hydrogen bonding between the bases of two DNA strand, and this give rise to the ladder-like structure of DNA double helix. So ladder-like structure of DNA is because of the this strand. And what about the base pairing. What about the base pairing? So these are the nitrogen bases. So this adenine is paired with the thymine, guanine is paired with the cytosine. Again, adenine, thymine. These are the complementary. Okay. So these are the complementary. See, adenine is always form two hydrogen bond. Okay. Adenine 80. The between the adenine and so adenine always form two hydrogen bond with thymine. So the bond between adenine and thymine is a double bond, hydrogen double bond. And what about the guanine? Guanine from the three hydrogen bond with the cytosine. See, the bond hydrogen bond between this guanine and cytosine is a triple bond, hydrogen triple bond. What about this adenine thymine? So adenine thymine is a double bond of hydrogen, and these are the complementary to each other. Okay, so that means adenine always pair with thymine, and cytosine always pair with the guanine. So that means they are the complementary to each other. Okay, so the base pair and the two strand of the double helix are complementary to each other. It may be noted RNA exists in single strand structure. So we know that this DNA is a double helix structure and RNA is a that is single stranded structure. So these are the saline features. Again I am going to repeating this saline features of the DNA. DNA is a double stranded. Okay, so in that the two strand is there, and they are opposite direction strand, that is 5 prime and 3 prime end. Okay, so 5 prime and 3 prime end we saw in that figure. So this is the 1 and 3 prime, and this is the 5 prime. Okay, so and this the backbone of this DNA, this sugar phosphate. This backbone is a sugar phosphate backbone is there, and inside, so sugar phosphate backbone lies on the outside of the helix, and the base lie on the inside perpendicular to the axis of the helix. So this double helix is stabilized. This double helix structure is stabilized by hydrogen bonding. So this hydrogen bonding is between the bases of two DNA strand, and this give rise to the ladder like structure of DNA double helix. So we are getting this DNA double helix structure is because of the this strand, two DNA strand. And what about the base pairing? We saw about the base pairing. So base in which the complementary base pairing is there. So adenine always pair with the thymine, cytosine always pair with the this guanine, and this adenine and thymine held together because of the hydrogen bonding. So the adenine always form two hydrogens bond with the thymine, and guanine form the three hydrogen bond with the cytosine. That is, they are the complementary to each other. Okay, so so that's why this is the DNA is a double helix and complementary to each other, and in case of the RNA is a single strand. Okay, so you can see this DNA double helix, and building block of DNA. So that is these are the nitrogen bases is there. So this cytosine, guanine, adenine, this uracil. Uracils is present in RNA, not in DNA. Okay, so this is the RNA. Okay, so this is the nucleobases is there. Okay, so then this is the base pairing in DNA. So this is regarding your third biomolecules, that is which is nucleic acids. Okay, so so this was the last topic of your biomolecule chapter. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding to this chapter, so you can send the doubts to the email. Okay, okay, thank you.